Hey, I'm Drake Milligan, and you're listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey y'all, it's Pat. Welcome to another episode of Like a Farmer, powered by AgAmerica. I'm excited about today's guest, a man of many talents, Mr. Drake Milligan. Drake, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's quite the operation you got going on here.
Man, I tell you, we've been doing this now for close to 12 months, and I've got such a great team behind me, as you can, you're looking at them right now, but we've been all over the country just interviewing people and celebrating who the farmer is, and also trying to educate people on what, who feeds them every day, who clothes them every day, and that's why I'm excited to have you on the show. Two reasons. Number one, I think, and we talked about it before the cameras started rolling, but you think about an industry that's kind of bringing people together to celebrate that rural America lifestyle is country music. And I mean, you've been on the road with multiple people, and we were just talking about you going to Canada with Cody, and it's like everywhere you go across the country, these people love country music.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, how cool has that been?
Well, across the world.
Yeah, correct.
Across the world. I mean, I've been fortunate enough, like, this past year, my stuff's kind of blown up overseas, we're going back overseas here in a couple weeks, going back to London, and we got to go to Australia this year, which is crazy. But it's all across the world. People resonate with country music, and it is. I mean, it's rural music, and there's people living a rural lifestyle everywhere.
You're exactly right. And we're sitting here in Nashville today, and it's like this has been a city that has brought people together to kind of celebrate that lifestyle. And that's when, Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills quarterback, he's in this business with me. And we sat down 12 months ago, and we were like, everybody's starting to wear the country, listen to country music again. Everybody wants to wear boots. Everybody wants to drive a truck. Everybody wants to be outside. It's like, let's celebrate this lifestyle. So I'm pumped to have you on the show. Right off the bat, Elvis Presley, man. I mean, where does the love come for the man himself, Elvis?
Well, I mean, it started. I mean, I grew up not an Elvis fan. Neither of my parents were Elvis fans. I grew up on old school country music. I mean, I grew up on my dad's records, my mom's records, which is like being from Texas. George Strait, Alan Jackson was huge when I was a kid. That was those right. Like when I think of music that is like nostalgic music for me. Growing up, it's like Alan Jackson. That Under the Influence record had like Summertime Blues and Papa Top and all that stuff. I just think of childhood as that. But when I was about 7, it kind of changed for me. And I was kind of starting, it was kind of the perfect storm. I was starting to get into music. I was starting to want to play the guitar. I had an uncle who was a piano player, and I always looked up to him. And I kind of wanted to do that and would write papers. And when I was a little kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I want to be a rock star because they get to travel the world.
Oh, yeah.
But I knew, it wasn't serious by any means, but I saw an Elvis impersonator by total accident. This guy, Carlton Hurdle. I'm still friends with him. He's like 6'7". He plays the burger joint, local burger joint in my hometown. We were there by total accident, just eating there. And I'm looking at, we're just eating. And like, oh yeah, Elvis impersonator. And I'm just like, what's going on? I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was like, what? He's got the jumpsuits and the songs. And I'm like,
and how old were you at this point in time?
7. I was 7.
Because back then, it seems like every corner block, these Elvis impersonators, that was a thing. So I feel like I'm sitting in the damn booth with you. You see somebody be Elvis. It was just super cool.
Well, it's a wild phenomenon too. The Elvis thing is crazy. But I went home and my mom explained to me that that wasn't actually it's kind of like it's Santa or something. It wasn't actually Santa.
Hey Drake, I got something to tell you. Okay, that wasn't Elvis.
And so I'm like I just started diving in and watching Elvis's videos and becoming a fan of his. That was the first time for me. I think it clicked that that's what I wanted to do because I had watched. I grew up going to the Houston rodeo. That was big for us. My grandparents lived in Houston and we would go every year, go see that. I see like Randy Travis and Allen and Dierks Bentley and stuff there. And that was the first time I saw somebody really entertain, watching videos of Elvis. And I was born 20 years after he died, but I still felt like he was somehow reaching through that screen and grabbing me and shaking me. So that was the first time I saw that. And I went, that's what I want to do. I want to be like Elvis, And I took it to the nth degree there, and started. I also wanted to, started with Halloween, dressing up as him, and then eventually my mom got me a karaoke machine. My brother hated it because I would just be there in the living room all day, every day, on the living room coffee table, just trying to be Elvis singing. And then I just, that was my high school job, was traveling as Elvis. You know, there's a whole world out there of
So where would you,
festivals
so
and
as a
everything.
high schooler, your job is to just impersonate Elvis.
Yeah,
Where would you go?
I mean, little theaters around Texas too. I do like track shows, or this whole festival. There's a whole festival circuit out there of huge Elvis festivals that have competitions and stuff, and you get to take away some money if you win them. And once I hit about 13, my voice started changing, and I could start to kind of look like Elvis and sound like him. I started winning some of those and take home some money, you know. And that was my summer job. Me and my mom would go on the road and go do that. So it was really cool for me.
Dude, that is unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's so many things I want to just back up. Number one, I love you because you mentioned Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
I mean, Alan Jackson's in my top 3, no matter what the genre. I mean, I love AJ. He's doing his last tour. He's going to come to Tampa, my hometown. But
I wonder if he needs an opener.
hey,
Alan, hit me up, please. Please, Alan, hit me up, or I'll hit you up.
yeah, one of us is going to hit you up. His team get with your team get with his team. But opener right here is a big fan. So the Elvis thing though, that's super cool. I mean, and who was the guy who played Elvis in the movie?
The recent movie?
The recent movie.
Yeah, Austin Butler.
Okay, Austin Butler. So when Austin gets done with the movie, I mean, I started watching these interviews, and he's stuck in Elvis as especially on the vocal side. So is that something that happened to you? I mean, you're waking up and you're going to sleep as Elvis, no matter if you're working or not.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of something I fell into. You know, if I sat down and played a guitar, right? If I sat down on my guitar and was playing songs, it wasn't usually Elvis songs. It was kind of Elvis. It was my take on them, you know. But I was playing Merle Haggard and Jones and Allen and stuff. I mean, that's kind of where, as an artist, I think my heart lies. But the entertainment aspect of Elvis, it was just something I was like, man, I'm making money doing this. This is working out for me, you know. Why not do it? And I was never on stage thinking, you know, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show tonight. You know, I did this song back in 1956. You know, I was never doing that kind of stuff. It was more it was always a tribute. You know, it was always a tribute act, and it was fun. I mean, I got to go to nursing homes and go make little ladies happy and pass out the scarves, and it was and you know, it really taught me a lot about being on stage. And then I went on, you know, coming about the end of high school, I was thinking I'm kind of done with the Elvis thing. You know, I'd kind of started to kind of transition out of it, wanted to do my own thing. I had applied for college. I was going to go out to Texas Tech. All my friends went out there. My brother went out there, and you know, we hunt close to there. So I was like, I'm going to go out to Texas Tech, and I'm going to maybe start my own band, you know, do whatever. And then my mom found out about a audition on Facebook, or the open call audition for a show called Sun Records on CMT. And figured, why not go in there and do it? And they told me no at first because I was 17. Said, no, you can't audition. But I had some friends with the Memphis Film Commission. I'd done a short film when I was 14, something like that, about Elvis in high school. I'd been casted in this little short film filmed in Memphis. It was called Nobody. And we knew people with the Film Commission and asked them, hey, I know you're working with these people. Can you just let them know I'm serious, you know, let them in. And they finally said, all right, come on, let them, come in, sing a song. Sang a song, sang another song, sing another one. And it ended up being the executive producer on that show, guy's Leslie Greif is his name. And he's now my manager. But Leslie, had to kind of hear say, he's like, sing something else, sing another Elvis song, sing another one. He's like, sing something that you sing, just as you. And I think I sang "Don't Close Your Eyes," Keith Whitley, and
great.
And then ended up, did a stay the night, did a self tape did a screen test kind of thing the next day, and then got a call 2 weeks later. I was at a golf tournament. I was at my coach's house actually, and just wrecked my truck that day. It was wild. It was the wildest day ever. I was like on the way to my coach. We were all staying at my coach's house up north of Fort Worth, and I had, done a U-turn and didn't look behind me and got T-boned, and was still rattled from that. And I got a call. I was at my coach's house later that day, and I'm like maybe an hour after that, and hey, he's in a conference room. We laugh about it now, but it's like he was in a conference room, everybody on speakerphone, and taking a chance on me, who was a nobody. I was a kid in high school, and with no acting background or anything like that. Just loved Elvis. and tell me I got the part, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, great, awesome,
Yeah, what a day of
and I'm like, I'm just, I'm thinking about, all the stuff, my life changed there. I left high school after that, to go work on this TV show, and it was crazy, and it's opened up so many doors.
So you just stopped going to high school when you got this gig?
Yeah, I left high school. I finished on Lyra. I got my GED.
Yeah.
But I was like, it was Valentine's Day of my senior year, so we were almost, through that, getting into that second semester. So I was almost done, and I was like, just give me the test now. Just let me test out, and just give me. And they were like, no, it's an attendance thing, so I had to drop out.
And then, so you take the gig, and immediately you have to move to Nashville, right?
Pretty much immediately. Well, we started filming in about late March. We started pre-production.
But here in Nashville? It
was in Memphis.
Memphis, okay.
Yeah, we filmed in Memphis.
As a 17-year-old, leave high school, now you're going to become Elvis on a TV show.
And luckily, I got the best parents in the world who've always been so supportive and kind of just let me do crazy things. My dad was always, I'm the weird kid dressed up as Elvis, and he supported all the way. He could have been like, it would have been so easy for him to be like, take off the Elvis stuff. Yeah. Now, when Michael Jackson died, I got like a Thriller jacket and a glove and everything, and he was kind of like, all right. I'm drawing the line here.
We gotta at some point, okay? Dude, that's so cool because Drake, you hit it on the head. You've got, once again, I'm gonna compliment my team. I mean, the team does a great job, and reading and researching and just living vicariously through, whether it's on tour with you or through your social media, like your taste in country music is old school as it gets, and it's unbelievable. We're talking about monsters. I mean, Merle Haggard. I mean, Mama Tried. The King and George Strait, the King just sold out Kyle Field. You see that the other night?
Parker over there just killing it.
Park, my guy, he came on the show. Like 111,000 people.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, on the true entertainment side and getting your fans engaged, Elvis, there was nobody better. And like, if you go and watch one of your shows, like you try to, whether it's moving around or engaging with the fans, like you do that.
Yeah.
And that's super cool to see.
Yeah. I mean, that's just, it's kind of my edge, I'm always trying to look at it like, how can I be that much different, with music that I wouldn't say is necessarily all that different. All I'm ever trying to do is do the old school thing, and try to make it new in some way, but try to give me some kind of identifying factor, which is, it's a cool, we're at a cool place in country music right now too, where that is available all across the platform. Everybody's so unique now. I look at my record label. We got Lainey Wilson. We got, who's traditional, but I mean has such a style. We got Jelly Roll. I'm on the same label as Jelly Roll, and it's like, and I mean, just again, his own thing, his own style, and yeah, it's a cool time to be, I think, in country music and a part of that because it's open to that now.
Can you still do like an Elvis voice? Like, can you be like, hey, this is Drake Milligan, and you're watching Like a Farmer, but in Elvis?
I probably could. I lost the lip thing. I used to be able to do the lip thing real good, but I lost that. You want me to do it? You want me to do it here?
That one right there.
Hey, this is Drake Milligan, and you're watching Like a Farmer.
I love that. Yeah. What do you mean by the lip thing? Like, he had
the lip. He had the little lip curl thing. I kind of lost that somewhere along the way.
That's so cool. How long was the TV show when it came?
We just did one season. Okay. We were. There was plans to do another one, and it was a shame because we all became such good friends, like the cast and everything. I still talk to everybody that was on that cast, and we had so much fun filming it, and it kind of became like my college experience, and now with Leslie as my manager and everything, it's like, it was just, I don't know, it was just such a great opportunity for me, and I got to learn so much. Our musical director in that series was a guy named Chuck Mead. Chuck had a great band back in the day here, BR549. They kind of revitalized the whole Broadway thing, Roberts. And they kind of brought the whole thing up. The rockabilly kind of stuff of the late 90s when that was really happening. And Chuck's such a country music historian and a great singer and guitar player and musician. And I just kind of followed him around like a puppy dog and just tried to take everything I could out of that. And then even after the show, that opened up the door. I try to go out to LA for a little bit, and for somebody like me, I grew up, south of Fort Worth. We grew up on land, and I like to have my space. Even here, I tried to live in town for a little bit, and I couldn't do it.
You go back.
I had to get out. I had to get out of town, and I tried to move to LA for a little bit. I was like, man, this acting thing, this was fun, this is and the money was good. I'm like, I want to do more of this. And I spent about 2 months out in LA, and I was like, this ain't it for me, you know. And I was just like, I need to focus on one thing, and that was music. So when I did move to Nashville, a guy, or kind of in between that, a guy named Tony Brown had reached out. And for those who don't know who Tony Brown is, Tony, I mean, he actually played keys with Elvis back in the day. For the last couple of years of Elvis's life, played keys for him and played like the Stamps Quartet and stuff. But Tony went on to be one of the greatest producers this town's ever known. Produced now 20 records on George Strait. Produced those early Vince Gill records, Marty Stewart, Rodney Crowell. I mean, the list goes on. And he had reached out and had seen me on the show and loved what I did with Elvis. You know, he had a great relationship with Elvis and loved what I did, so it was cool. And I'm looking at the emails going, this ain't, you know. And in my world, there's Elvis and George Strait, right?
100%. Yeah.
That's it for me.
Yeah.
And Tony's, I mean, got connections to both of them. And so it ended up coming here and starting to work with Tony, and Tony did my first record, which is really cool. So
when you, and I can't wait to even get into I could sit here and talk to you about Elvis all day. Did you at one point stop and maybe think about trying to do the newest Elvis movie? Like, I mean,
I auditioned for it. Yeah, for sure.
You did?
Oh yeah, I went out to LA and you know, went in with casting directors, did a full audition. I don't know if I was right for it. You know, what Austin did to play Elvis all the way through like that, you know, because I played him very early on, very young.
Yep.
You know, high school through about 20 years old, and I was 17, so it was a perfect kind of range for me. You know, Elvis went through such a change in those 20 years. I don't know if I was the right. You know, he did an awesome job.
He did a great job.
I mean, as an Elvis fan, I watch him and go, man, he studied. He really dove in. So that was cool to see. So I don't think I was right for it.
Yeah,
so, obviously.
So let's back up a little bit. I want to talk about, and you mentioned a little bit, growing up in Texas. And you talk about, I mean, Texas is its own country. I say this all the time. And we were talking about AgAmerica earlier, the presenting sponsor of the show. And you know, AgAmerica is a financial institution for rural America, farmers, ranchers all over the country. And we do a lot of business as an AgAmerica in Texas. It's its own country. I mean, and I feel that's the same way with country music too. I mean, they love their singers, performers that come out of that state. I mean, how was it growing up in Texas? And you've talked about your parents already. I know you came from a great home, but how was that growing up in that area?
I mean, it's Fort Worth especially, I think, is a hotbed for a lot of really good country music. And it's just sort of surrounded by it. I don't know. People ask me, like, what's the whole Texan thing about? Like, what is it? Come on,
because it's a thing. Yeah.
It's a thing, and I live here now, but I mean, I'm gonna move back to Texas, you know, as soon as I can. You know, and right now it's great because I can be here when I'm off the road riding, and you know, my band's here and everything. But at some point, I'm gonna move back to Texas. It's just like when you cross that line. For me, it's like as soon as we're driving back to Texas, or even when I plane lands or anything, it's like a weight. It's lifted off my shoulders. Like, man, I'm home. But Fort Worth's just like a hotbed. You know, there's so much history there. I mean, you go back to like Willie Nelson. Spent a lot of time in Fort Worth. Roger Miller's from Fort Worth. Bob Wills, of course, like the Western Swing thing, which I'm a huge fan of. It has a lot of historical ties to Fort Worth. And it's still, you know, Fort Worth's always kind of been a traditional city. It's still kind of holding on to those kind of traditional roots, you know, you go to the stockyards and everything. And Fort Worth really has never forgotten where it came from. Dallas is a little bit different story, you know. They're the hip, trying to be happening city. But Fort Worth has really never forgot its roots, and I think that shows in a lot of the music too that comes out of it. I know with my music, even my first record, we called it Dallas Fort Worth for that reason. You know, half the record was kind of me trying to be a little more polished, you know, try to, you know, maybe write for radio, and then half of it was kind of paying homage to my roots, and that was the Fort Worth side of it, which was my favorite side of the record. So, but that Texas scene, just growing up around great country music, you know, you turn on the radio there, you know, they're going to play George Strait every hour, you know. 100%. Growing around the Texas scene, you know, going to places like Billy Bob's, watching Pat Green, Aaron Watson, Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, like all these guys. I mean, there were
some legends that came out of that. I mean,
yeah, but in high school, that was like, and that's like our thing. You know, we go to see them, and it's like, there is a lot of pride that we take in, like, those are our guys, you know. And that's why it's so cool to see, you know, we've been on the road with Cody Johnson. And I watched Cody in probably 500 person rooms in Fort Worth, you know, like high school and stuff, or middle school even. And then now to be opening for him now and watch him in arenas. And yeah, I mean, playing stadiums and stuff now, it's like, just to see that, you know, it's like, man, and you feel pride too. I was like, man, I was there. And it takes me back, you know, I watch him from side stage at night. I go, man, I feel like I'm, you know, back in high school again, you know, at the Cody Johnson show. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, but when COVID hit, I look back at it as a kind of a blessing. I mean, a lot of crazy stuff happened. I mean, I lost my grandpa during that time, but I got to spend so much time out there with my grandpa, right? Spend that whole, and really just, I mean, I stayed out there. And we our kind of camp situation is, my dad runs a scrap yard. My grandpa started, and that's kind of the family business. My brother is going into it now, and we have converted all these big semi-trailers out there. It's kind of a big trailer park. We took them, got plumbing and AC and TVs, the whole 9 yards in there. And it's just great to get out there out in the middle of 6,000 acres and out in the middle of nothing. And it's, I don't know. That's where I feel most kind of inspired. So I'm glad I got that time to, you know, spend with my grandpa and be out there hunting. I felt like I recharged for now. You know, we came out of COVID finally, and stuff kind of started taking off for me. I've been on the road constantly ever since and working and being out there. It's kind of like I got all that charging time so that I could go out and be on the road.
100%.
Do all those things that it takes.
Hey y'all, it's Pat, and I'm here to talk about one of my favorite companies in the world, AgAmerica. AgAmerica is your go-to financial partner for all things agriculture. As the largest independent financial firm dedicated to rural America, AgAmerica is changing the game of ag lending and leveling up financing options for farmers, ranchers, and landowners all across the nation. And I'll let you in on a little secret. The thing that sets this company apart from the rest is the people. They understand firsthand the unique needs of American farmers and ranchers because many of them grew up on farms themselves. They take a farmer-focused approach to finance, prioritizing relationships over transactions to help you build a stronger financial foundation for not only yourself, but for your family. So whether you're looking to buy land or secure working capital, AgAmerica has your back. Visit agamerica.com today to learn more and see how they can help you achieve long-term financial success. Because don't ever forget, when farmers thrive, we all do. This is so cool, just learning how you grew up too. And you know, you come from a hardworking blue-collar family. I mean, owns a scrap yard. Your brother's getting into it. Like, what does your family say to you just over the years on how, I mean, you come from Texas. You don't know what direction you're going. You're at a damn burger joint and you see a 6'5", probably's got a beer gut, maybe not even look as close to as Elvis, but anyways, and then that you find your dream there, and now look at you, you're in Nashville, you're getting into the country music scene in a huge way, and I'm excited to talk about that. But like, what does your family say about all that?
Well, they've been nothing but supportive.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was lucky I'm really lucky to have parents that are like great parents, supportive, but very smart people too, and just funny people, great people to be around. Like, there's a lot of humor in my house, you know, growing up, and I, you know, they taught me a lot about hard work. My mom's a veterinarian, had her own practice for 30 years, small animal vet. So I kind of got to see. I mean, I got to see a lot of that. They both kind of have their own businesses, and of course have helped me a lot out, because something you don't realize, man, when you're going into being an artist. I talked to a lot of people about it. You don't realize that you have to be a CEO of your own company.
Entrepreneur too.
You do. You have to be like you, and a lot of us, including myself, are not you would not want me running any kind of, you know, company, you know, out there. You know, I'm like, fine, a few dollars here. Why I wouldn't have ever made it in the scrap business, because I'm like, what's a few bucks here? If I give them some more money, I'm like, whatever, you know. Yeah. But you know, my brother's built for it. My brother, you know, he's like nickel and dime until he dies, you know. He's like that. But that's why he's good at it and why he'll be successful at it. But and how my grandpa was too. I mean, but yeah, you don't realize that you're gonna be the CEO of your own company, and they've helped me. I mean, in so many, in every way, you know, helped me kind of navigate the world of kind of running your own business.
That's fantastic. And I want to get into the country music side of your career. But first, I want to play a game.
All right.
The game's called This or That, and it's presented by the one and only AgAmerica, so I'm super pumped. Actually, I gotta put a Lucy in for. I'm actually not sponsored by Lucy, but I was here. When was it? I guess last week, 2 weeks ago, with the Bussin' with the Boys.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen any of their stuff?
I haven't.
Will and Taylor,
Yeah.
they're Barstool.
I know they are. Yeah.
And they got me on these Lucy's. Unbelievable. And the flavor. This is an espresso flavor. Do you do any of this type of stuff?
Well, it's a new thing for me. I swear I was never going to do it, and here I am. That's what the music business will do too.
What's your go-to?
The Zens right now.
Yeah. What flavor?
Yeah. Cool Mint.
Cool Mint. 3 or 6s?
6s. I'm trying to get off. I found some, and we were overseas. We were in Switzerland. I found some. I mean, they go crazy.
There's a million different styles.
They had the lowest ones they had were 9s, or I got some 11s. They were they're black currant.
Yeah.
Ice flavors, icy black currant or something. I was like, I got to get these.
Dude, you will not catch me put a 6 in. Yeah. I usually do 3s, and Parker, your boy Parker McCollum, came on the show, and first thing he said, 3s, huh? That's cute. And this dude, he probably has 2 or 3 6s in it. He loves his Zens.
Yeah.
But he's a 6. He's a 6 cinnamon guy.
They had some out there that are. They had some out there with 33s.
Yeah, you're insane.
33s.
I'd be scaling this damn building we're in on that.
Yeah.
So back to the game, this or that. I'm going to give you 2 options. You tell me what you would rather go with. So the 2 kings, we've been talking about them all show. Who would you rather go on tour with, Elvis or George Strait?
Elvis. Elvis. Yeah.
No doubt?
Yeah, no doubt. That's...
You're taking Elvis over George Strait?
It's Elvis. I think George Strait would choose Elvis over.
You think?
I don't know. But it's Elvis, man. George would be the dream. Now, of course, that's a more attainable goal now. But
for sure, yeah.
And Elvis might still be out there somewhere. Maybe he'll announce his next tour. I don't know.
Do you believe in that?
I don't think so. I've talked to enough people who knew Elvis.
So in your mind, though, you kind of maybe thought that he lived
maybe.
on
it's
an
fun
island.
To think about.
It is.
For somebody that loves Elvis so much,
But you're pretty much confirming, hey, he's not alive.
Yeah, I don't buy into it.
Okay. Well, this is actually, I'm glad we talked about it, because I still, in my mind, thought maybe because of all the stuff that you read about and see on the TV, and now, I've never seen an Elvis lover like you in my life. So now you're confirming it, so I believe it. So, damn, we might have to have a moment of silence for that one.
Well, I think he could have been for a while. I don't think he's still. If he was, still around, I don't think he would still be around today.
Okay.
He'd be pretty old now.
I probably know this after talking to you for a little bit now. You've lived in both of the places now, but Nashville or Texas, where would you rather?
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love, now I wouldn't be who I am or who I'm going to be without Nashville, just with the music business here, the writers that are here, the industry that's here. The best musicians and the best songwriters in the world are here.
Yeah.
So, Texas all the way. And I think too, I look at my favorite artists have always kind of been outside of Nashville too. I think you have to maintain your own identity, and it's hard to do in a place like this. It's a great place for young artists to find their thing, but I think you got to hold on to some sort of identity to really kind of, I don't know, stay true to yourself and stick out in this town. It's easy to get caught into whatever Nashville is at the moment. It's easy to try to chase that. But if you're living anywhere outside of it, you go, oh, there's a whole world out here of normal people, So, Texas, one of these days I'll move back to Texas.
That's a great statement. You know who that sounded like? With Riley Green. So Riley, great friend of mine, he opened up this season, and he said the same thing. It's like you still got to hold on to a little bit of home, and he still has a beautiful farm back home in Alabama that he still goes to a lot. Parker says the same thing. Obviously, these people that have come on the show, Ian Munzik, who I just think is a complete monster in the country music scene, he brings that Western style to Nashville. So that makes total sense. It really does.
And we play rural music for people who live in rural areas, and Nashville's a huge city now, and it's like if you want to live in one of the biggest growing cities in the world, and try to somehow connect yourself to a rural audience, it's a tough thing to do. So
spot on. I love that. All right. Would you rather perform as a singer on stage or an actor on camera, if you had to choose?
A singer on stage. Yeah. I think I made that decision. While I was went to LA, thought I wanted to do a little more acting, and I was like, man, I was just distracted every day by music. I could sit there and play my guitar all day. I could wake up and start trying to write songs and do all that and work at it. I didn't really know how to work at acting. It's like, what do I, who am I going to be today? Or, it's like, what, how do you, I didn't make the connection of how I really devote all my hours to acting. I loved it. I really, really loved the craft of it. Had a great director on Sun Records, which helped me really get into that and really feel like I was becoming an actor. But music it just makes a lot more sense to me than acting, So I still definitely want to do more acting because it's fun. And I have a similar approach to it the way I have, music. I kind of tied all those things in, but music all the way for me.
That's all. And that leads to another great segment that we're going into. In the country music, what you're doing now has been fantastic, and we can sit here and talk about the legends that you seem to be looking up to, especially the ones that come from your state. At what point did you know, like, hey, country music is what I want to do?
I don't, it's always kind of been where my heart is, like those first records I fell in love with, again, Alan and Randy Travis and Straight. I think it was probably just a little bit after Sun Records. After meeting Chuck and getting to know Tony, and I saw the door opening. I saw the door to Nashville, and I saw kind of the tides turning too. With country music, and that the traditional sound was kind of starting to really become more and more popular. More and more people are liking it, and still that door's still kind of opening to that. And I just kind of saw it and I said, man, why not go for it? Why not try to be one of those people who are kind of bringing back that sound, And it's nothing like intentional with me. It's not like I'm sitting here going, I'm playing a real country music and everything else is not. It's more just like that's my influences. That's where I'm coming from. That's just it's what I'm inspired by. What makes me want to make music is going. When I get uninspired, I go listen to Merle Haggard and I get inspired again.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's just the influence there for me. So,
and we talked a little bit about it before we sat down. It's like, everybody's it's open arms. Whoever wants to come to country music. You've seen what Shabuzi and Post Malone. All these guys are getting into it. So it's cool.
And it's great.
Yeah,
and it's great. But I think and that's a beautiful thing about country music. It's a big wide range of music, and there's room for Shabuzi, and there's room for me, and there's room for everything in between.
Yeah. And remind me again, because I know you've been on a few of the shows, but I guess it was 2018. You're on American Idol, right?
I was on American Idol. Auditioned for American Idol. Okay. Yeah, I did the audition, and it was kind of in that period where I'd spent some time in LA, and I was like, man, I really want to start going for music. I got the opportunity to audition for that. I figured, why not go for it? And did the audition, and then kind of in that interim between the audition, made it through, right? Singing George Strait song, "You Look So Good in Love."
Ooh,
Luke Bryan said I was cowboy cool, whatever.
I love that.
And it was, and I made it through, but it kind of in between going there and then going to actually going to Hollywood.
Hold on that thought. The impersonations that you love doing. You're the Luke Bryan one. I just had to kind of recirculate that one. That's fantastic, by the way. But keep going.
But in between that kind of period of doing the audition, go to Hollywood, I decided, man, I am not ready for this. I had done no work writing my own songs, really no work playing gigs, playing live shows as myself, right? Not as Elvis. It's such a weird statement, right? And I hadn't laid the foundation. I'd done no work, and it wouldn't be fair to myself to throw myself up on that stage and try to trial by fire kind of thing. So I decided I withdrew from the competition, and I moved to Nashville. And they luckily they aired my audition, which is great because I've got a little bump on the socials and everything from there. So it kind of gave me a little bump from that, and it was a good decision because I got to come here and I spent really about 4 or 5 years just writing songs every day, diving into studio work. I mean, that was really where I built it all. And in the meantime, putting together a band, starting to try to play some gigs. Got hooked up with Broken Bow Records and started.
And that's who you signed your first deal with?
Yes, I signed a development deal with them. I don't even know what year it was, but they were very early on.
Okay.
And it was a development deal, which was great because it just gave me their backing so that I could get in any writing room I wanted to and learn from great songwriters. That's what I wanted to do, was find these old school songwriters, guys and girls who'd written my favorite songs, written songs for George and Alan and Brooks and Dunn, and like they're all still around here and still kicking ass, And so I wanted to learn from them and learn how to write a song, and was lucky enough to do so. And then the opportunity came along. I've got this first record kind of ready to go. Again, we talk about when COVID hit and kind of had to take some time back and really finish the rest of that, what it ended up becoming my first record, writing that and getting in the studio and finishing it. And then the opportunity came along for America's Got Talent. And I was skeptical at first because I'm going, I did the thing. I went to the American Idol thing, and I decided it wasn't for me. Is this going to be hypocritical for me to go back on the show now and say, wait, I'm going to do it now? But I was ready. I'd done the work. I'd laid the foundation. I had what I thought was a really good record ready to go, and thought, man, what a great way to promote this and get that break. It's hard for anybody out there. It's a weird time to be. It's a great time to be a young artist, I think, because you've got like TikTok and stuff, and you're able to do that. But for somebody like me who's not really I don't have the TikTok mind so much. I could go up there and sing songs all day, but it's not.
You're not a TikToker, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, I'm not all the way great at it like some artists are. And so I thought, man, what a great opportunity to get in front of millions of people, And it was funny. So my manager, Leslie, is in the film and TV world, is friends with Gene Simmons. And Gene Simmons was actually kind of the one who talked me into doing America's Got Talent. Because Gene's a smart guy, and I've got to spend a little time with him, and we all have this big meeting at Leslie's place in California, and deciding if we were going to do the show or not. And I was like, well, let's just call Gene and see what he thinks, get his idea. I'm like, yeah, great. Awesome.
Little subtle flex
exactly.
right there.
and he's like, well, get his, he's like, here's how I see it. You can either get on the road and go play for 500 people at a time, 100 people at a time, whatever it is, for 6 years, build up an audience that way. Great. A lot of money, a lot of time goes into that. Or you can get in front of 6 million, 10 million people in one night. It either works and you're doing great, or it doesn't and you're back where you started. You go play for those, 100 people at a time. And that made a lot of sense to me, and it was a great opportunity. I got to play my songs. I got to have my band up there. I got to tell my story. And I had a great team around me, kind of ready to go. It was just a great platform for me to kind of jump off of. And the audience for that is a lot of middle America and a lot of people overseas too. So I got to go instantly, really saw it. I would go do the show or go on the road and go back to the show and go back on the road, and actively saw it. People showing up to shows all of a sudden. I'm going, man, this is working.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned you spent a lot of time doing songwriting. Was it, and like in your mind, did you ever think, okay, songwriting is just going to be my ceiling when it comes to country music, and I'm not going to sing? Or
a little bit. And funny enough, I didn't think I was going to be a songwriter when I moved to Nashville. I thought I was, George Strait famously, such a great song picker, didn't write a lot of those hits, wrote a few of those hits, but a lot of those hits were written by, songwriters in Nashville. And I thought that's what I was going to do, find all these songs and do that. But I had to find my kind of own thing, Songwriting, once I got into it, it was the discovery of finding my own sound and finding, taking all these influences that I have and putting them together, taking some of that Elvis influence, and putting that into there, taking some of the George influence, the old country, Western swing and stuff, and putting those all together to make my kind of own unique sound, and that's really where I fell in love with, was trying to take that. And I still wouldn't call myself a great songwriter, but I've really I've really kind of gotten the hang of being a great co-writer, and always showing up with ideas, knowing what I like, what I want to do, and being able to kind of cast songwriters, taking an idea to somebody with, oh, this would be a perfect idea for so-and-so, and just being, supportive of what they do, because I get to sit back and watch them like, oh my God, write these great songs.
Some of these guys out here, guys and
crazy.
girls, are just unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, I write with guys like Marv Green. Marv Green's one of those. He's written a ton of like George Strait songs. Wrote "Amazed," "Lone Star." I mean, some huge songs.
Great song, there.
Great song. And I watch somebody like him, and it blows me away because he can take an idea. I can take an idea in, and he's like, "Yep," and boom, and can like work so much faster for me. And it's like, man, it's crazy to watch them do that. The guys, girls have been doing it for so long that it's just second nature to them.
We'd like to take a minute to talk about Blue Otter sunglasses. Blue Otter sunglasses are the shades of choice for country superstars like Luke Combs, Cody Johnson, Riley Green, and Hardy. With Carl Zeiss scratch-resistant lenses, Blue Otter has partnered with AgAmerica to create the Like a Farmer frames, which benefit farmers and ranchers in rural communities. 10% of each purchase of the Like a Farmer Blue Otter sunglasses goes to AgAmerica Giving. Go to blueotterpolarized.com and search Like a Farmer. You can also go to likeafarmer.com and click on merch. You have such a dynamic view when it comes to songs and performers. I mean, the people that we've talked about so far, from Lone Star to Merle to the King, both Kings, I mean, I love. What's your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, right now it's Hillbilly Deluxe, Brooks and Dunn.
See, that gets those are my guys.
Up in the backwoods, down in the holler.
Yeah, hell yeah! I mean, those guys. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
great stuff. So, America's Got Talent 2022, correct? Mm-hmm. And then that same year, you dropped your first album.
Dropped the day after the finale.
Okay.
The night after the finale.
And what'd you place in America's Got Talent?
Third.
Okay, third. And then the next day, boom, Dallas Fort Worth. Mm-hmm. And how did that feel?
It's great. It was great. I mean, got to see it, go up the iTunes charts and do that whole thing, and it just felt great because there's so much work went into that record, and so many nights sitting there wondering if I was ever going to get those songs out to the world, and I was proud of it, and I was lucky to be in a position like that where I got to be on that show, and I didn't feel like I compromised a whole lot, I felt like I made a record that I would have been proud of when I was 10, and I'm proud of now, and hopefully I'll be proud of it when I'm 50, So that was a great feeling, just to get that out there and see people reacting to it, and see people all over the world reacting to that kind of traditional sound. And I love hearing people. I get a lot of people who come to shows like, man, I'm not a country fan, but I saw you on America's Got Talent, and now I am, and they hear me talk about Merle Haggard or Jones or any of these guys, and they like, man, I've started digging into that stuff and I like it,
Yeah.
That's what's cool for me to see.
Is the new people coming in, because for a fact
that, I mean,
you've got the traditional guys that just love you.
And that's a hard crowd to please too.
100%.
I mean, myself included. I look at anybody who's coming back in and saying, doing the traditional. I'm going, are you really? But it's there's a lot of great young artists doing it now, which is cool to see. Zach Top, one of those guys out there who's crushing it. Great.
Crushing it, yeah.
Jake Worthington, Emily Ann Roberts. There's so many great kind of traditional artists right now, young artists that are killing it. That's cool to see.
So when you drop that out, Dallas Fort Worth, that's the name of it. What does that mean to you to stay with your roots and not go outside of what we're calling country music, which we're all fans of, but you're staying to your roots, and that's what I love. And I'm glad that you're on the show today, because it's like, we started this show to celebrate people in rural America that stay to their roots, in hopes to shine a light on an industry that just doesn't get any light shed on it. We can talk about that forever, but you're sticking to your roots, which is super cool. I mean, how important is that to you during that album release, but also moving forward?
It's just what I love. I don't know if you know that there's a famous Waylon Jennings quote, and I don't know if I can say it on here.
Yes, you can, and I can't wait for it.
But he's, famous Waylon Jennings quote of, I couldn't go pop if you shoved a firecracker on my ass and backed me up against a fire, but it's the music. I love all kinds of music. and I'm not going to go out there and say I'm the most traditional guy out there. There's a lot of them do it. I would just try to do it. I'm trying to do it somehow in a new way, in a fresh kind of way. It's just I wouldn't be any good at making pop music or pop leaning music or anything like that. I think I could definitely see myself going in on some more pop tracks. I would love to bring my thing into that, taking my kind of country thing and bringing it to a pop track or EDM track, whatever it is. I don't know. Good music's good music. So it's just kind of who I am at this point. I don't think it's not really something I'm trying to do. It's just something I'm doing.
You're sticking to your roots. I mean, more recently, the EP Jukebox Songs. Correct?
Jukebox Songs. Yeah.
I've been jamming to that on my flight up here. I mean, that's been fantastic. How do you feel about that project?
It's been great. I got to work with Trent Woolman on this, who I've been a fan of for a while. Fellow Texan guy. He's from out in Dickens, Texas.
Okay.
Which not a lot of people know about Dickens, Texas.
It's
way out there, out towards Lubbock. It's out kind of where we hunt. The first time I met him, I'm like, there's no way you're from Dickens. Nobody's from Dickens, But he's great. He's produced all of Cody's records. And it's been great to work with him on this. I've got to cut some outside songs, which has been fun. Songs that I didn't write it's kind of become a new thing of, I watched Cody do it recently, taking all these outside songs and making them his own. It's cool to see. And I've gotten to do that with these songs and take them and kind of make some of these songs my own. And it's fulfilling because I can sit down and like, man, I have a thing now. I have a my own thing I can do, and it's a good feeling because I feel like that can lead to a long lasting career.
And on the EP, who did you write all the songs?
I wrote one of the songs. Okay. What I Couldn't Forget. Yeah, with Mark Green. Yeah, and Derek Barr.
What's your favorite song on the EP? You think if you had to choose one?
I Got a Problem was the first one we cut off the EP, and it was the first outside song I've ever cut, and a song that I didn't write, and it was just a great feeling. I remember getting that song, loving it, listening to the demo, which was kind of just a basic kind of demo, and I was like, man, I love this song. I don't quite know what how it's going to sound with me. And I remember just sitting down with my guitar and picking it out, learning it, and all of a sudden, in 30 minutes, I had that song. I was like, this is my song.
It's a hit.
Well, I felt like, man, this feels like my song. I think this is something that other people are going to like. I think my fans are going to like this song. And sure enough, we've been on the road, and people have been singing along to it everywhere. And, yeah, so that's been a great one. It was just kind of a turning point for me, I felt like, internally. I felt good about that. So,
like, if I could have one moment in life, dude, I grew up and I've always wanted to just be like a country music singer, and like one day I just want to be on stage and I want to sing a song, and it won't be one of my songs. It might be like a Sweet Caroline,
yeah,
or any Brooks and Dunn. You hit it right on the head. I'm a big Jimmy Buffett guy too, so one of those, and just hear people sing back, that's got to be an unbelievable feeling.
Yeah, it's the best feeling in the world, man. It really is. And just to get to, I just look out every night. We're on the road, and we the great part about where I'm at right now, every venue we play is different. I go play arenas with Cody, open up for him, gain a lot of new fans. Most of those people don't know who I am, and I just love at the end of the night hearing, man, I had no idea who you were, but I've downloaded your record, and that's what I love. I love seeing that, and it's a different challenge too of how do I approach this crowd? You don't want to come off too strong. You don't want to, but you want to bring them in, by the end of your, my 25-minute set, or we go play, go back home to Billy Bob's, Fort Worth, which I get to play a bunch now, and it's like
hometown crowd,
and always so special. And it's like, all right, I've already won them over. How do I seal the deal here? Or just playing, like, we'll go to little clubs wherever, and it's just always cool to see who shows up and what stories they have about how they've, used my songs, whether it's, man, I sit on the tractor and listen to you all day, or me and my wife danced to your song at our wedding, or there's some of this, one old man, I still tear up thinking about it. He came up to me one time after the show, tears in his eyes, and he's going, man, he's like, Don't Look Down. I got a song, Don't Look Down. It's very kind of Elvis-y, kind of Roy Orbison vibe. And he's like, man, I listen to that song. I think of my wife every time. I lost her, however many years ago. And it's like we'd always dance, and we'd always just be right there. And he's like talking to me, and I'm like sitting there bawling while this guy's telling me this. It's those kind of stories though are what keep you going. Keep those late nights on the road. The grind of it all. Those are what keep me inspired and getting that energy. I've heard Cody talk about it. The times when he goes on stage, he's like, man, there was a show not too long ago, can't remember where it was, where I talked to him earlier in the day. He's like, man, I've just been so tired today. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm getting sick. And he's like getting IVs and stuff. He's like, I just don't. And I was like, just get out there on that stage, and I bet you feel better. And sure enough, he got on that stage that night, and of course, just boom. But the crowd is just like, boom. And he said, man, it's like that crowd just lift you up, So it's a great feeling.
It's crazy. I mean, and y'all do it. Y'all are appreciative of it. It's crazy what those fans bring to y'all, and obviously vice versa. But fans mean a lot. It's so cool to see like the stepping stones in your career so far. I mean, we talked about the debut album, this new EP, playing the Grand Ole Opry. I mean, when you think about a kid, when you moved to Nashville, I'm sure you've got checklist items, and playing the Grand Ole Opry was one of them. I mean, how was that experience?
It was great. And as a fan of like country music history, because I really dove into like the history of this town and country music itself when I came here, because I started realizing all the behind the scenes people, the musicians and the songwriters and the producers and the engineers and the studios, and you start realizing why you like a record, because so and so wrote this song or so and so played on it, and the history that's there at the Opry is I mean it's the place, and to kind of be a part of that is really cool, and that debut is so like for me it was so crazy. Getting to go back now has been my favorite.
The first one though, I mean, what happened? Like, how does that even work? Is there? When I think about the call to go play in the Grand Ole Opry, it's like who's the guy that shows up at the football players' houses and rooms, and half of that shit looks so staged. Like, dude, you just have some random dude roll up to Randy Moss's house and knock on the door and say, "Hey, Randy, you're in the Hall of Fame." Yeah. Like, a little bit of that might be staged, but that's kind of what I feel. It's like there's a certain individual that calls to say, "Hey, you're playing the Grand Ole Opry." Is that how that goes?
No. Man, I feel bad. I don't know if I remember exactly when I got the invite. I kind of just found out, like, okay, we're playing the Opry. Great. I don't know if I remember exactly how it happened. Somebody will probably remind me of that after this. But it's just a great feeling. But there's so much going on with that debut, and it's just like it's so nerve-wracking.
And you've played it how many times now?
I played it 4 times now.
Okay, so what's been the coolest experience so far?
Getting to go back and feel like I'm every time I go back, it's like the people that work there recognize me now, and I get to know people, and I get to hang out with country music legends, backstage, and it's always such an open door kind of family atmosphere back there, and everybody's just hanging out. That to me is like that is the coolest thing about the Opry, is getting to hang out back there and feel like I'm becoming part of this family, this country music family, and to feel that more and more as I go back. That's the coolest thing for me.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So, I mean, hell, man, we've been talking about these stepping stones that's leading to a fantastic country music career, but like, what's next for Drake Milligan? Like, I know you have that checkbox somewhere. I mean, what else needs to be checked off, and what do you have coming up? And
yeah, I mean, where I'm at right now, I feel so, blessed to be where I'm at. So far I go out on the road, and we're starting to sell tickets, and it's a great feeling. I'm able to, for so long, it's like you're out on the road, and it's like I'm paying to do every show, and it's a total grind, and it'll wear on you. You wonder, man, how long can I do this for? And it's still, I'm still holding on to some of that right now. Where I really feel like, man, I'm so close to just, I want to get to that point. It's like, music business is so finicky. It's so fickle, man. I mean, something could happen. I could be forgotten about by next year. That's at least how I feel. It's maybe not true, but if I was like, I'm just going to take a year off, probably, wouldn't take long for, kind of disappear into the depths of, music. But
competitive.
Yeah, it's competitive, and I feel like I'm just at that point where, we're out there grinding in a van right now still, playing a lot of dates. I just want to keep it going. I just want to make a career out of this. At this point, I've worked so hard at it for so many years, and everybody around me has worked so hard in my career. I just want to keep it going. Just want to make a career out of it and establish myself. Really, that's really the goal, is to just have a career where I feel like I'm established. All right, there ain't no kicking me out of this now. So there's definitely stepping stones I want to go. The Houston Rodeo is a big one for me,
dude. You listening to like Parker tell his Houston Rodeo story. I mean, you can, especially the people that actually come from Texas.
Yeah,
that's the Mecca, right? Is playing the Houston Rodeo.
And I grew up going.
Yeah,
I was a kid. I got to go. We went every year, and that was always so big for us growing up. So that's the one that I think I'd really be like, yep, here we go. Boom. Billy Bob's was a big one. Yeah. Billy Bob's and the Opry were big ones for me. Hometown and then playing the Opry, and I've gotten to do those. And so yeah, now I guess I'm looking towards what's next. But yeah, just to keep this thing going. I'm at a good point though, because I feel like, and I never want to really lose that. I've talked to some guys about this too. Some older guys. It's like that kind of hunger, you have, especially early on as an artist, of like, I gotta make it. I gotta make this happen. I don't want to ever lose that. And there's still. You think Cody Johnson's sitting back there going, no, I don't really want to work that hard anymore. No, that dude is every day he wakes up and he's grinding at it. So I don't want to ever lose that feeling, but the hunger is real, now. So I'm climbing that wall, and I'm starting to see the top, starting to see kind of the upside of it. But
I love that. And you've got a few more shows with Cody, correct? Mm-hmm. And then are you doing your own headline tour? Or are you on one?
We're playing all over the place. Okay. We are on our Jukebox Songs World Tour right now, baby. We started out this year, really going out. We went out to London, or went out to all over Europe earlier this year for the C2C festival. Went down to Australia, which was wild too. I want to go back down to Australia so bad. We were in Brisbane, and you look at the crowd there, and you would think you were in Texas.
They love country music,
and it's like real deal cowboys and cowgirls out there. They're real deal ranchers, and it's like, and they like to have a good time. They like to throw down, and you would think it's like a Texas crowd, man. It's awesome.
I've heard. I don't think I could do it when it comes to going to Australia.
Yeah,
I don't think I could be on a plane that long, Drake.
Well, we went from London to Australia, and that was brutal, through Singapore.
How many hours on a plane?
To like 2 9-hour stretches.
No chance.
Yeah, it was rough.
Nope. Even rough. Like from Florida, I want to say there's one leg that's like 21-hour flight. It's like, dude, no chance I can be on a plane. I can't sit still.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But it was, we went out there to Europe. We've been on the road with Cody, a couple more in Canada, a couple more dates with him in Canada. And then, we're playing shows kind of still all over. We're going back now, which I'm excited. We're going back to Europe here like next week. We've got some shows, trying to test the waters. I've played the C2C festival, a big festival over there for a couple of years now, and had some success over there. And have never really played my own shows over there. But now we booked, I think a night in London, and then Manchester, and then Glasgow, Scotland. And they went on sale when we were at the festival this year. They went on sale, and we had to add 2 more nights in London that are sold out. And now we upgraded both the other venues twice. It's like I've never experienced that kind of selling out before. I've gotten to sell out Billy Bob's and stuff like that, but like that kind of level of we got to upgrade and try to fit more people. We could upgrade again if we wanted to, but it just wouldn't be fair to people who've already bought their tickets. So
dude, your stock is rising, man.
So it's cool. It's cool to see. And over there, where I never really dreamed I could ever sell tickets, it's crazy to see. And we get to go. We're going up to Norway and Finland and stuff like that.
You coming down to Florida anytime soon? Or?
I hope so. I'm sure we'll be back around there. We're going anywhere we can get in right now.
Play music, yeah.
Anywhere we can play music right now. Anywhere we can drive the van, we're playing, baby.
Are you when you're on stage and doing your set, I mean, is there any Elvis covers that people can look forward to?
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite one to sing?
We come out hot. We come out hot to Blue Suede Shoes. We open the show with it. Well, and it's kind of like here lately, this kind of leg of the, like we started doing it earlier this year. It's more of kind of a statement kind of thing for me. Is like I open with an Elvis song and a George Strait song. Just like we kind of have a medley of those right off the bat. And it's been great because, especially with the Cody shows, again, a crowd that doesn't know who I am, I get to give them a little familiarity, open up with those two songs that they know, and all of a sudden it kind of opens up that door like, oh, okay, I kind of like this guy. So that it's kind of become a thing now too. And it's kind of a statement piece for me because that's my worlds are Elvis and George Strait, so kind of get to show that off. But yeah, we open the show hot with those.
I love that. I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you for
today,
having
man.
me, dude. It's a lot of fun.
This has been fantastic just to get to know who you are. And, I mean, if there's anything I can ever do, you know how to get a hold of me. But
yeah. I know you're a golfer. When you go golfing.
How'd you know I was a golfer?
I know you're a golfer, yeah. I've listened to the show. I know.
Okay. I like to – do you play golf?
Oh, yeah. I played in high school.
I played in high school. I played a little bit in college, and I'd love to play. Have you played any cool courses? We'll play wherever you want.
I play out here. I play at Greystone.
Yeah.
Out in Dixon. Out by my place.
How many shots are you giving me on the course?
I don't know. How good of a golfer are you?
I'm sitting at a 3.5 right now.
Okay. Yeah, you're going to beat me.
What are you sitting at?
I'm sitting at like an 8 right now.
Dude, we need to go tee it up.
Yeah.
God, I wish somebody would have told us that. I could have brought my clubs or something.
I'm on that van. That van life is not inducive for golf.
Yeah.
The bus life is.
You keep on mentioning that, Drake. I mean, that right there needs to be the first. We got to get you in a bus. I mean,
hey, my golf game needs it, dude.
You got to carry the clubs around.
My golf game needs it bad.
It's so funny, man. I'm telling you, all of these girls and guys in the country music scene, they love playing golf on the road. Such a cool thing.
It's a great way to get out.
Yeah.
When you're everywhere has a golf course. Every city you go to has a golf course, and it's just a great way to get out. It's just fun. Golf is great.
It's a great
sport.
Game.
It's a great sport. I wish I would have taken it more seriously in high school. I never really. I always.
You were too busy dressing up as Elvis.
Exactly.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. We had a great team. We had a great team in high school, but I was the fifth man every now and then. When the fifth man would get sick or something. But I was like JV. But after high school, I really fell in love with the sport.
I love that, man.
And really just became a really good golfer after that because I was enjoying it. I was actually, I would go out there in high school and get mad that I wasn't breaking par. And it's like, dude, you got to practice first.
Yeah.
I was out there being a punk.
I mean, an 8's good, and we're actually hosting a golf tournament here in a couple months, and we'll get you the invite. I think we're going to do it at Hermitage.
If I'm playing a lot, I can get up there. I can play. If I'm playing a lot, I can get that handicap down. But I just haven't been playing a lot. So
challenge accepted.
Yeah.
Keep kicking ass in life, man. I'm proud of you. I look forward to watching you grow. And thanks for tuning in today. We got to finally confirm Elvis is no longer with us. It took us a while to confirm that. But as always, like, comment, share, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to be like a farmer.